Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, the nation of Israel is going through a period of suffering and punishment. And like in Malachi chapter 1, the nation pretty much they don't see sometimes the blessings and the gift that they was given in the correct light. You see, they asked the question in Malachi, they said, where have you loved us? You see, because they see Esau getting all of the blessing. And so they sometimes get confused. But in the midst of their suffering and their punishment, the Lord still give them a gift and something that comforts them or make them happy. And mainly, the scriptures bring it out. That's why you had Isaiah 40 that talked about speak comfortably to Israel or to Jerusalem. But we're going to get into the scriptures and see how in the midst of this suffering, the Lord can bring us peace and happiness and comfort. Okay, so my first script, Salakia. Let me go into, let's see here. Let's go into Romans 8. And 18. It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So just with the scriptures alone, it brings us comfort because we know that we have a major gift that's going to be revealed to us after this period of time or after this present time. And these sufferings that we going through, it really don't compare, you see. And when we hear those rewards and things, we understand that this suffering is the drop in a bucket. But King Solomon, in the Wisdom of Solomon, he said something similar. Or this 5 and 15 and 16. He said, but the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Verse 16. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. See, that statement is totally amazing. See, no suffering can compare to that. See, that's like these people that win the lottery and they win a big amount of money, you see, and they've been poor for 20 years or 30 years. That's one of the greatest feelings Even if somebody was to tell you that you got to wait till you 45 to hit the lottery, you gonna be every day before you hit 45 is not gonna bother you too much. In the midst of your suffering, you gonna say, man, I can't wait to turn 45. It's going down. And you gonna be able to go through the suffering much easier. Not only is the scriptures giving us comfort. Let me get that in Romans 15:4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. See, we waiting for that lottery ticket that the Lord let us hit. We hit the big one, you see, and we having patience to get the cash in this money, to receive our money or receive our reward of a kingdom and a crown. So this is so comforting to us. But in the midst of all this, right, when it's getting close to the time period, it's another element that the Lord He's giving us while He's waking us up. Now, when you go into back to Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. See, not only that, we get to stand and taunt. That's what Isaiah 14 was about. We get to stand up and taunt the one that's giving us or causing us all of this suffering. Where is it? This chapter is all about taunting these or our slave master or these Edomites. Verse 4, it says that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressors ceased and the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepters of the rulers. See, we see that the Lord breaking this man down. You see, we can see that his kingdom is falling. See, that's what that Lucifer thing was about. See, we see how it says, verse 12, how are you fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? See, we saying that to these red dragons, to the so-called white man. See, and that son of the morning can go for, he was the son out of Isaac that was going to rule first. See, what happened first? The morning. It said that this dragon was fallen from heaven. How are you cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nation? See, it's a taunt to him, saying, look at what's happening to you. You falling. You was all that, but now you're falling. You tried to be like us and be like God, but now you done fell to the ground, man. You weak, just like the other heathens out there. But to get the point all the way, where is it? Ecclesiastes 25:7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. and a man that have the joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. See, we living to see this red dragon fall to the ground. See, we living to see our slave master literally fall. See, even in the Civil War, a lot of those slaves and Israelites were seeing that their slave master was out there killing each other. See, their kingdom had them went up in flames. They killing each other. The plantations getting burnt down. See, that was a glimpse of how the end of Esau's kingdom was gonna be. See, plantations was gonna be set on fire by these nuclear missiles that's coming to destroy these dragons. You see, that was a glimpse of how these dragons was gonna go out, because those Israelites wasn't gonna make it to the end. See, they weren't gonna see the grand finale of Esau's kingdom falling, but he gave them a visual, an example, a similitude of what was gonna happen to these dragons' kingdom. See, they had done around about that time, they got a whole city called the city of Edom, right there in Texas. So they was being given an example of what was gonna happen to these Edomites. Now, let me go to Psalms 119. I want to get this one. 165. It says, "Great peace have they which love your law." See, that's another thing. He took us out of the darkness and brought us to his marvelous light, and that light gave us great peace. See, because that law is like a light to our feet, and it gave us great peace. It say, "And nothing shall offend them." See, we not offended by what go on in Babylon the Great. We not offended by the suffering that we got to go through for disobedience. See, we not offended. Look at 55. It says, "Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not your statute." See, we know that these dragons ain't got a chance of salvation. They not gonna make it out of America. Not one single Edomite. See, if they here when all hell break loose, ain't not one Edomite gonna make it out of America. They all gonna die right on this land. And the ones that's leaving and building bunkers in other countries, they gonna have the worst one, because they gonna go right into slavery. And they gonna have one of the they gonna have a powerful slavery. I'm gonna say it like that. Now, it's another one I wanted. Proverbs 21:12. It says, "The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked." And that house stands for family, bloodline, a kingdom. See, the kingdom of the Edomite. "But God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness." See, he's overthrowing these people, and their kingdom is falling fast. See, their kingdom is falling on his head. Now, there's another one I want to get. Here go one, verse 15. It says, "Shout against her round about. She have given her hand. Her foundations are fallen." See, the foundation of this place is falling, man. Okay, I think it's in 51. Look at verse 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reach unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. Because see, we see that she gonna fall from the sky. These Edomites falling fast. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a great happiness we get from seeing these dragons fall. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. See, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Verse 10 it say the hand of man is between the heel and the hand. Because see, we grabbing Esau's heel and pulling his behind down. Not only is he falling, we pulling him down. That's why when we standing in great boldness and taunting this dragon and saying, we finna take over. See, we finna put your behind in the chain and we finna take over. See, fear coming on them. The Lord finna destroy your kingdom and you finna fall, man. Just like the ancient Babylon, you finna fall. Just like Egypt, you is finna fall. And so, it was another one I was thinking about, how these dragons' kingdom is finished. Oh, let me see. Revelation said something about falling. Because this is what they thinking. This so Lucifer and Satan is supposed to be some rebellious angel, but it's not talking about a rebellious angel. It's talking about the red dragon, the so-called white man, the Edomites. It says, and there was war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. Now, angels go hand in hand with army. See, that's why Revelation 19 and 19 tells you the same statement. Yahweh Shah is going to fight against the beast, the so-called white man and his allies, the kings of the earth, and their armies. This is what that's talking about. It says, and prevail not, neither was there found any more, neither was there found their place, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil. See, the great dragon is the main idea of the sentence. See, and they were just this great red dragon, like verse 3 say, that he was cast out of heaven. He fell out of heaven. See, and that heaven is not talking about up there with God. It's talking about the sky where they having wars fighting each other because America got a bunch of airplanes. Because this is a vision that John is seeing. He said, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven. See, this is in the sky, John looking up, and he's seeing it's a major battle going on. It's a war going on between these freaking Edomites and the angels. See? And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. See, he was down here in the world, see, with the rest of the men deceiving people. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. See, and so This is the end of Esau Edom, and it's a beautiful thing to see that this man is falling down fast. There's another verse I'm thinking in Isaiah. Thinking Isaiah. Let's see here. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Now that vision is pretty much you keeping that law. Keep having the vision that these dragons is gonna fall from heaven. That's pretty much what the happiness is coming from. See, we seeing the end of our enemy, and we got the greatest peace and the greatest happiness from this, and the greatest comfort. So in the midst of our suffering, working sun up to sun down, living in dysfunction in our nation, we know that we got a reward and a kingdom and a crown coming for us, and we still is happy. That's why we was on the plantation singing and dancing. See, we knew that it was an end to this situation, and these dragons is going into slavery, and their kingdom is gonna fall. See, but I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.